Hi. Let me know if you can hear me and see me. We have to do sound check every time. Hey, Tracy. Oh, I think it's working. Just let me know. I'm just going to bring it up on my phone because sometimes I can see it, the comments and stuff easier on my phone because I need new glasses. Hey, Cottage Reed. Hey, Auntie Max. How are you? Hi, Charlie. Yeah, this is very spontaneous, as most of my lives are. Let's be real. It's 10 o'clock here in the morning in Melbourne, and I have an appointment at 12, but I figured, hey, Butterfly. Hey, Christy. Yeah, I mean, let's be real. I was just going to waste my morning away. So I figured I'd come and say hi instead. Especially seeing as I don't have a video recorded or edited or anything to go up. So, and it's been like a week since I uploaded my favorites. Hydrate, don't dehydrate. What's that? Yeah. So I don't have anything planned. I do though, of course, have a cup of tea. Hey, Allie. How are you? I'm a bit of an Allie stan. Hey, Christy. Yeah, so I don't have any plans. So let me know if there's anything you lovely people would like to talk about. Hi, Amy. Hi, Marcy. You're new here. Welcome. Yeah, don't have any plans. Just wanted to say hi and feel somewhat productive. Also, as you lovely people know, if you've been watching me, I'm still finding my feet with my little mental health blip in October. And it's the start of a new week, and I want to start it off good. So I'm here. What books do you really want to read before the year ends? I did do a whole video on my other channel about 21 books before I want to read before the end of 2021. I think I've only read like 2 or 3 of them. Hello to Boston. I did write them down. I have finished Goodnight Pun Pun now, which I was very excited to finish because that's something I've been reading for a little while. That was one of the things on the list. I'm not going to be able to find it now, am I? My notes are a bit of a mess lately. Who am I kidding? They're always a mess. Yeah, I don't know what else I want to read. I just want to start reading again. I really haven't been reading in ages. I did read a little bit of our book club book last month, like the day of our live chat. I read 65 pages, but I still haven't finished it. And that was Her Body and Other Stories or something by Machado's the last name. And it's really good. I'm just struggling with concentrating and stuff. It's like a thing. I love reading. Totally Butterfly. I love reading. It's one of my favorite things to do. You guys know that. But when I'm not great, I just struggle with my concentration a bit. And of course, motivation too. But yeah. And then it's hard to tell when you're starting to get better. It's hard to tell where the line is of I'm just out of the habit of reading or I'm not in a place to read. Do you know what I mean? I'm sort of there at the moment of like, should I be pushing myself to read? Probably. But anyway, I can't find it. I do want to read a lot of things. I have a lot of books. Come on. I have a lot of books. The other thing that I forgot to mention in my last live chat that I got for my birthday was Blair got me the Mistborn trilogy. Some of his best friends really like it. In fact, one of his best friends, she's been messaging me lately, being like, have you read it yet? Have you read it yet? I'm like, I haven't read anything, let alone a massive fantasy trilogy. But because I liked Skyward so much, this is apparently like a good place to kind of get stuck into Brandon Sanderson's fantasy. So Blair bought me the box set for my birthday. That was the other thing. I knew I forgot something when I was telling you guys about the things that I got for my birthday. That was the other thing. So I would like to read that, especially because this friend of Blair's I really like, and I want to be better friends with her. So I feel like that could be my way in. Do you know what I mean? Oh, Kay Long, thank you. That's very kind of you. Have a cuppa on me next time you are able to go out and enjoy one. Hello, your fam. I hope they are well. Cheers, Katie. Thank you so much. That's really kind of you. I will next time I can get to a cafe. Our cafes are open now. To your fam. I'll let Blair know you said hi. Thank you so much. That's very generous. And yes, I will go and get a lovely, usually at cafes, I get a chai latte, because I feel like ordering a cup of tea is a bit silly. Sometimes I still order a cup of tea. Yeah. Damn small keyboard and sausage fingers. I should read some of your comments, shouldn't I? Concentration is so hard sometimes, definitely. I read all the time. Good job. I go through phases. I read all the time so much, or I stop. Oh, I read that one. It was objectively good. I think I just didn't vibe with her writing style. Was that the Body and Other Stories one? I really like the writing style, if that's the one you're talking about. I was a bit late getting to your comment. It reminds me a lot of Margaret Atwood. And Margaret Atwood's my favorite author, so I'm into it. Nah, just take it easy. It'll come when it's ready. I hope so. I do think I'm the sort of person, though. I find I do have to make a conscious effort to read, especially to get momentum. Once I'm in the flow, then it's like an automatic thing I do is pick up a book. But when it's not part of my day, then I find I can go for a long time without thinking about it. What do you think about magic bringing two people together? I'm connected to something overseas. I'm not really sure. I don't really understand your question, and I'm not sure I'm the best person to answer that one. I love chai lattes. Me too. Love me some chai latte. Yes, chai lattes are the best. That's my favorite drink at Starbucks too. I don't go to Starbucks. I think we do have Starbucks down here, but Melbourne has such a good coffee culture. I had a hot chocolate from Starbucks once and it was awful. It was so chocolatey. It was ridiculous. Her Body and Other Parties. That's right. I don't know why it didn't vibe with me. Fair enough. It is pretty unsettling and uncomfortable, but I like it. What's everyone reading these days, or the deck they're working with currently? I think that's a question to everybody. I'm in the middle of I'm in the middle of two books, the Her Body and Other Parties, and I have started Hollowpox, which is the third book in the Nevermore series, which is a really good series and I like a lot. I just have to get back into it. Hey Lou, how are you? Hope your day is going well. Are you still in lockdown? My day has just started. Well, I mean, it's 10 o'clock. I have a bit of a busy afternoon, but I thought I'd hop in and say hi. We're not in hard lockdown. Yesterday, a couple more restrictions did go down because I think we have 9 days of 0 cases. Isn't that amazing? Everybody's been having donuts to celebrate, 0 donuts. So coming off the second wave, I'm so grateful that I know lockdown was really hard for everybody. It was really hard for me in terms of my mental health. Blair and I are in a very we're fine as far as our situation's concerned. So I know I'm very privileged in that sense. But just when, I'm comparing us, because we were in the same position, I think in July as the UK, Italy, Spain. But we went into lockdown when we had 700 and something cases in a day. and it was rough. It was a rough 2-3 months. But now it looks like we've, I mean, I don't like touch wood. It looks like we're pretty much eradicated community spread. And even if, things pop up, it's a lot easier to contact trace and do everything with, a couple of cases and not hundreds of cases. So I know the UK is going back into lockdown, and other parts of the world are, and it's fucking rough. It sucks. And I mean, I think it'll be a lot harder and a lot longer considering how high the case numbers are now. But I'm just so grateful we did it when we did, and of how well Melburnians did. I think we did amazing, and we've had a lot of donut days lately, which is just incredible. I can't get over it. From 700, over 700 cases in a day to 0 for like over a week now. It's amazing. And obviously when we open up our borders and stuff, like people will come in and like we'll get, it's not going to be a 0 forever. But it's still just like the community spreads what's, the bad, dangerous thing. And yeah, I don't know. So that's where we're at, Lou. Hang on, friends. It's a extreme hay fever day here today. So I need to blow my nose. Okay, give me a second. Okay, I'm back. I literally woke up sneezing today. And so the first thing I did was check the Melbourne pollen. I don't know if you can see that, extreme. I was like, oh, I know. So my hay fever's a little rough today. It hasn't like gotten too bad yet, but I feel like it'll get worse this afternoon. But that's okay. So yeah, I guess just to anybody going into lockdown now, it's hard. It really is, but it's also, yeah, good luck. Stick with it as best you can and stick with each other. Distanced. Message each other. And if you know somebody who's in a lockdown area, just message them every couple of days because it's really lonely. It like warps time. Just message them and be like, hey, thinking of you. Or send them like, I don't know, if they love dogs, send them a dog meme every couple of days. Just, keep in touch. It'll make all the difference. Yeah, my daughter is in the UK and now they've gone back into lockdown. It's hard for her. It sucks. But best of luck to her. Yes, it's fiction. It's a Quakey Meze. Oh, is that the death of Vivek OG? I missed a couple of comments. Sorry, friends. I'm doing my best. I really liked the death of Vivek OG. I struggled with the other one. What was her other one? Freshwater. But I really liked the death of Vivek OG. That was beautiful. It made me cry. I listened to the audiobook too, and it was really good. Especially whoever did the voice for Osita was amazing. They were all good, but Osita was amazing. It's a really good book. And I do think Okoike Emeze's writing is just really different and interesting. It's just really beautiful. I can't wait to fly to Melbourne to see friends. I'm in Sydney. Hopefully that'll be happening soon. I think the border's opening up later this month, isn't it? So that'll be exciting. I'm from the USA, celebrating the change in leadership, I bet. I just hope that because you have like a 2-month or something gap between like the actual exchange of power, isn't it? That's crazy to me. So I hope everything goes relatively smoothly between now and then. We've been so lucky here in Newcastle. Yeah, in Newcastle, New South Wales? Or is that, because I know there's Newcastles all over the world. E-hug to Christy. Sorry, it's been tough reading about dementia. Oh, someone's reading about dementia. There are less active cases in Victoria than New South Wales now. Yeah, I know. I know everyone was talking about that, but I do think like a lot of New South Wales cases were either people coming in from overseas and stuff, or they were like isolated cases and they knew, whereas ours were, you know, we'd been through a wave, so ours were all community transmission, and like, so our cases were very different towards the end. But yeah, it is kind of funny seeing us as like doing better than other states now. We're not, it's not competition, and that's all relative, but it's funny to see those graphs now considering where we've been. But New South Wales has been doing well lately with everything too. We've been lucky in here in WA. We are the only state not in a recession. Nice. I didn't know that specifically. I know you guys have been doing well, but that's good. Well done. I feel you on the hay fever. Hankies at the ready, everyone. A lovely friend, speaking of like doing little things for each other and keeping in touch, a friend of mine who I used to work with sent me a little letter. It just said like, hi, thinking of you, saw this and I couldn't help but pick it up. It was like a little handmade hanky from like this little indie brand in Melbourne. So I got a new hanky and it made me tear up with how thoughtful that was. It's a wonderful miracle that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris won our election. It's US history in the making. I've wanted to read the White Fragility book too. How is it? Oh, I guess you guys are talking to each other because I haven't read that one. We're going into lockdown while I'm taking my master's degree. It's not going to be easy. No, it's not easy for anyone, I don't think. But yeah, when you've got big stuff like that going on, it's rough. I don't know if you have any input on this, but would using Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal be better to make donation to a tarot reader? I don't know about Venmo and Cash App. And I guess better than what? Or are you just talking about those three? I know PayPal's pretty safe and secure. And I guess if you're comparing to like YouTube and other things, like a lot of them do take quite a big cut. Like I think with YouTube, they take like 30%. They take 50% of ad revenue and then they take like 30% of other things that come your way via YouTube. Whereas PayPal, they take a smaller fee and stuff. I don't know, but I don't know about the other two. I can't listen to audiobooks. I fall asleep. Fair enough. I listen to them when I'm like doing something, whether I'm like folding the laundry or I'm going for a walk. So a bit hard to fall asleep while I'm going for a walk. But sometimes I do put on audiobooks, like audiobooks I've already listened to that I really love. I put them on to help me fall asleep sometimes. Yes, I've been in lockdown since March because of high risk. Good friends and dog help. Nice, Marcy. Not nice that you've had to be in lockdown, but nice that you have friends and a dog. Maybe the whole planet could do well with a really good lockdown. Maybe it'd be hard though, because obviously we can't fully lock down. We need certain services. I don't know how that would work. But yeah, I mean, our options are to get rid of it through lockdowns and contact tracing and all of that, or wait for a vaccine and do our best in the meantime. Morning, Katie. I'm a Brisbane girl. Hi, Sonia. I lived in Brisbane for a long time. My best friend lives in Brisbane. I miss her. Trump will dummy spit, probably. He already has a few times. Yes, so happy for the USA and how things are working for them. Wishing them well. Yeah, so true. We have restrictions, but it's not enough. I wish they would all call a lockdown to help things. We're at 400 cases a day. Yeah, that's sort of, I think, how a lot of Melburnians felt. Like we knew it was going to be hard, but it was a relief when they did announce it, you know. I mean, obviously not all Melburnians felt that way. Some were angry, but I don't know. That was the sense I got from my community and on Twitter and stuff. People sort of were like, this sucks, but it's something we have to do, sort of thing. Yeah, I don't know. And now we have not a lot of restrictions. We still have to wear masks, which when we're out in public, which I think is a good thing. And the biggest restrictions I think at the moment are for like inside spaces. Like you can't have a lot of people come to visit you, although mum and dad did come over this weekend for like a catch-up birthday for me. We played board games and then watched the Eurovision movie. That was my birthday party. 6 weeks late, but that's okay. So you're allowed like 2 people over in your house. So there's restrictions around that sort of stuff and like how many people are allowed at cafes and restaurants, but we don't have restrictions on when and for how long you can leave your house anymore, stuff like that. And also the like travel limit has gone. So for quite a while we had to stay within 5 kilometers of our house. Then it moved to 25 kilometers and that went on Sunday. So that's good. I am, but in Australia, when we vote, we just go to our local school and do it. We never have celebrations that you do in the US. Yeah. I mean, we have sausage sizzles, democracy snags. 30%, that's a bit rude. Totally rude. That's more than a good tip at a restaurant. Yeah. I think they justify it. I think it makes sense that they take the ads, but I do think it's a bit shit that they take so much of what's directly given to people. But anyway, I don't know. Not sure about that. Lots of cases daily. Honestly, I rather like wearing masks. Yeah, it annoys me, especially with glasses, like it's hard to find a mask that I can wear that doesn't smoke up my glasses, fog up my glasses. But because I have to be on the train going to work and stuff, I'm glad that masks are a thing. I feel a lot more comfortable being on a train, especially now that more people are on the train with me wearing masks and everybody wearing masks. Hey, Matt. Yeah, I was shocked when I heard how much YouTube takes. Someone gave me a reading that was helpful and I wanted to make a donation. I just didn't know which means was best. I think if you have the option to do something like PayPal, do that because they take it like a much smaller cut. But I mean, for my part, I'd be grateful for whatever, you know. Not saying you have to donate to me. That's not what I meant. I meant I'm sure the person you want to donate to will be grateful for whatever you choose. That's what I meant. But if you're being conscious of it and you want to make sure as much of your money goes to them as possible, then maybe something like PayPal would be better if they offer that. I'm not in the US, I'm in Europe. Still, we had online parties to celebrate and got cake and champagne. That is a beautiful cup. Love that hair too. What hair? Not my hair. It's just in a ponytail. But my cup's lovely. Yes, the democracy sausage, yes. I wish more places did veggie sausages, but that's okay. It's still a fun, I don't know, that's like about as much of a tradition as we have, the democracy sausage. We had over 100,000 new cases for at least 3 days in a row. Oh my God. I heard that number and I was like, surely that can't be right. I'm reading a book called The City of Magic by Christopher Penczak, and I am finding it really interesting and to know that I can actually do the rituals from this book as they are really simple. Nice. Well, this was an exceptionally special election, so they are partying in the streets was not the norm. It was a pretty big deal. You can buy a product that you put on your glasses so they won't fog. We use it in healthcare all the time. I need that. Can you please tell me what it is? And I thought of you because I love books that you might find interesting as well. Yeah, maybe. I've read a couple of Christopher Penczak books and I like a lot of it, but there's a few things about his ideology that I don't like. And not just like, oh, that I don't vibe with, but like I actively don't like, if that makes sense. I've done a review on one of his books where I spoke more about that. But I do think he's one of the better like Wiccan authors that I've read anyway. I haven't read a lot and I'm not an expert, so maybe I shouldn't declare that with such. I wear them because my partner is immunocompromised and I use disposable masks and shape around my nose to stop it fogging up my glasses. I did end up getting some disposable masks because I have like quite heavy duty masks that I got from when the smoke was really bad in Melbourne, and they work for antibacterial stuff too, and they seal really tightly, which is why they don't fog up. But at work, it gets quite hot because I have to wear them all day at work. So I did buy a couple of disposable ones just to see how they'd go, but I don't know. I don't know if it's because my nose is so big that or something that it's still fogged up even with like the disposable ones and the wire. I've just ordered some more from another place that are fabric, but they have apparently like a good nose thing, so we'll see how they go. But for the meantime, I do have my other ones. They're just expensive and very thick and heavy. To all my American friends, so glad Biden and Harris won. Canada feels like they got their neighbor back on. So anything with a strip of metal across the nose will help. Some I have, yeah, I found some haven't done that much. I work in an ER in the US and we are busting at the seams. We have a few empty beds, but not enough staff to take care of all the patients. Shit. That's the scary part, I think. Like, I mean, people getting sick at all is scary, but I think this thing that's always scared me the most is like not being able to get the healthcare you need when you need it. I have a few Penzac books, but haven't started them yet. Put your glasses forward, touch it too. They do slide down my nose a bit. I'll give it a go. Hey, water child. Oh, thank you. That's very kind. Friends, give me a second. I have to blow my nose again. Normally it's every half hour. Today it's going to be every 15 minutes. Let's be real. I'm back. Good tea. Hang on. I'm gonna read your messages on here because then I can see. I need to get my eyes tested. It's been a couple of years. However long since I've had these glasses. It's been a while. Just got cleared to go back to work, home with COVID. And I work in healthcare. It's so jacked up, so many contradictories in the whole process. I hope you're okay, Queen of Shovels. Well, I guess you are if you're cleared to go back to work. I'm glad you're okay. So glad I caught you live. Hello. Thank you. Lovely to have you. This is just chatting. Yes, and everyone that comes in for a procedure has to have a COVID test within 72 hours prior to their procedure. We know we still have a lot of work to do here, but we'll be starting higher up on the spiral with Biden and Harris. Just found your channel the other day. Hello. Oh, that's for Western Star. Good. Everybody's finding each other. Hey, Samantha. How are you? Katie, you can buy anti-foam spray on Amazon or websites that sell eyeglasses. I will have a look. Anti-foam. Thank you. Our higher daily surgery numbers are in the 70s, but incoming we see about 120, 150 folks. Far out. That's intense. Well, now we've got the COVID update. Anything else you guys want to talk about? I had 2 procedures and had COVID tests and then quarantined for 6 days. Far out. Hey, Trent. How are you? We're just chatting. Nothing fancy. I don't have anything exciting to talk to you about. I just wanted to hang out because I don't have a video to go up. I do have some video ideas that I like planning to do. It's just I just haven't made them. Any other hobbies you're doing besides reading? I'm not doing anything at the moment, Lou. I'm like barely scraping by with uni with my 70% rule in my head. Because I've always had, I don't know why I got this number in my head years ago, but I used to feel like I had to get 92% on everything. or like I felt like anything under 92% was a fail, which is clearly totally illogical and just inaccurate. But I've since established a 70% rule, and I'm so far working with that, and it's doing wonders for me. So that's I've just been trying my best to keep up with uni, and then writing letters to my grandmother and my pop, because I can't see them and I don't know when I'll be able to see them. So writing letters and watching trashy TV. I'm trying to start to get back into like the things that I used to like to do, because I was doing really well before the whole pandemic. I'm sure a lot of people feel that way. I was doing really well with just like moving my body and being happy and like having a good routine. So I want to start to get my K-pop dance classes. They're not going to be open for a while, but now that I can go around to mum and dad's, they have like an outdoor area where I can dance. I can't really do that at home. We don't have enough space. I'm going to this week try and go and teach myself a dance. I haven't decided which. I have View by Shiny stuck in my head lately, so I might teach myself just the chorus for View or something. I haven't decided yet, but that's something I really want to try and get back into. Also just like riding my bike and going for walks and just stuff that like was part of my everyday life that I just don't do anymore, and is part of probably why my mental health hasn't been great. So I haven't been doing much. What's your favorite deck right now? Probably the Guy and Tarot. The Guy and Tarot is the deck I've been using the most, and I really like it. It's not my favorite, like just the deck that I'm like enjoying using at the moment. The Gil Tarot is still like my favorite deck. Shout out to everyone over in the US. Yeah. I'm your lipstick sister. Hey. Sorry to bum you out about COVID. No, not at all. I just know that it's something we could talk about for hours. Katey, is your shop that you work at still open? Are you going to work? I'm going to work 2 days a week, Thursdays and Fridays. And yes, we're open, but not for browsing. We technically could be now, but only for like people can come in for like 15 minutes and only like 6 people at a time. But we're planning on moving. And so our shop is in a bit of disarray at the moment because we're sort of like ready to move, if that makes sense, but we don't know when we'll be moving. We're hoping to move in the next couple of weeks, but if we don't, we'll have to stay for Christmas and then we'll have to move in January. So we're like open for door sales. So you like can come to the door and we can bring you books to look at, or for phone and online orders. So I am going into work 2 days a week, but we're not open for browsing, which some people have been very mean about. I get it. It sucks. Our shop's lovely. Everybody wants to come to it, but foggy glasses and masks. Twist the elastics once before wrapping around each ear. It creates a pouch in front of the mouth. Ooh, cool. I'll try that next time. Thank you, Butterfly. Are there any Australian tarot oracle decks that you really like and recommend? Absolutely. Just check out Rockpool. They have a lot. Rockpool is a publishing house in Australia. Blue Angel's another one, but I haven't really found many Blue Angel decks that I like, other than the Dreams of Gaia tarot. But my favorite oracle decks are the Saltwater reading cards and the Dreamtime reading cards, both by Laura Bowen, who lives on the New South Wales coast. I also like Sherilyn Darcy's cards, and she does flower decks basically. And she has one that is just Australian flowers. It's called the Australian Wildflower Reading Cards. So that's another one I really like. I'm sure I have others, but those are the ones that come to mind. But yeah, Rockpool does, I don't think all of Rockpool's artists and authors and stuff are Australian, but a lot of them are. And they are like based in Australia. I'm really sorry if I skip anybody's comments. It's not intentional. It's small writing and it moves a lot. It's tricky to keep up with. The best thing that's happened for me this year is getting a chance to work from home. It's been my dream for a long time. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people have like, obviously nobody is glad that this is happening. Well, I hope nobody's glad this is happening. But Blair's quite enjoyed working from home too, and it looks like his work's going to let people work from home part-time, even when they go back, which I think is really cool. It'll mean fewer people on the trains, fewer people on the roads, less congestion at peak hour, and also just a bit of a better work-life balance, hopefully, for some people without having to commute. So yeah, he's looking forward to that, of like being able to work from home a couple of days a week, even beyond all this. How are you coping with the end of lockdown? I'm okay. I mean, obviously I'm in a very privileged position, so I'm fine technically, but I with bipolar, I just struggle with changes. So I knew this was going to happen. I knew I was going to find coming out of lockdown difficult too. I was going to say just as difficult, but I don't think it is just as difficult as going into lockdown. But I just find change a little bit difficult, change in my routine and my day. I struggle with that a little bit more than I wish I did. But I'm okay. What program are you studying at uni? I've started digital media. I really like it so far. Yay, trash TV. Yeah. I don't watch a lot of TV. I very rarely watch TV. But I've been watching it lately. It was like a house show on Netflix. I forget the name of it, but it was like a show about real estate agents, but like in Hollywood or something. It drove me mad how ridiculous some of them were and the fights they would have, but I kind of loved it. And then I've been watching other house shows just because they're on TV, and like I like House Hunters. House Hunters International, except they showed one yesterday with a couple moving to Townsville, and I'm like, I'm from Townsville. And it was just, they didn't even show any of the nice Queenslanders. They were just showing, Queenslanders are a type of house in Queensland that are just beautiful. Like they have high ceilings and they like circulate the air really well, from before we had aircon. But they just showed all these like really cookie cutter new estates, which is fine. No judgment to people who live in those, but it just made me sad that I know that there are so many beautiful houses in Townsville and in Queensland, and it's like they didn't even show one. That's a really petty thing to be upset about, but I'll get over it, don't worry. I tape a little roll of Kleenex behind the nose. I've heard that helps some people, but I just feel like my nose is too big, maybe that's my problem. Yay for being able to visit mum and dad. I know. You guys know I'm really close to my parents. Are you a fan of Mamamoo? I like Mamamoo. I wouldn't say like I'm a stan. Like I haven't listened to all, their B-sides and stuff, but I do really like them. Oh my God, I can't believe you just mentioned Shiny. I really like Shiny, and View is just a song that I will never not be obsessed with. And like some days I just wake up with it in my head. I love it. It's one of my favorite songs, one of my favorite K-pop songs. It really is. I'm going to go now and watch Charmed on Stan. Nice. Enjoy. I have 2 different versions on Stan. Fun. Enjoy, Sonia. Have a good day. Hi, Katie. So great to see you. Just pop in before I go to bed. Love from the Netherlands. Hello, and have a good sleep. And thank you for saying hi. Hi, Katie and everyone from North Carolina. Hi, Melanie. Loving the Orion's tarot, but shipping from the US to the US from Australia is super expensive. I know you understand that. Yes, I do. You should watch The Good Place. I started, but I didn't really get into the characters. But I've heard it's really good. I just didn't get into it. I watched like 3 episodes, I think. And I also tried Schitt's Creek. I gave that 3 episodes and I really didn't like it. Maybe it gets better, but I just found it annoying. Have you seen American Pickers? I feel like I have seen it, but not recently, and I don't remember it. House Hunters International, Dirty Secret. Most of the couples are on the verge of divorce and have already picked up. I mean, some of them you just wonder, are they really bad on camera or do they actually kind of hate each other? But I don't know. It's just fun seeing all like these different cities. And I do like that, you know, so many of like the big TV shows show like these big, beautiful, expensive houses, whereas House Hunters International, you get to see like how us regular folk live, you know, in different parts of the world. I like that. But if I really like a deck, I'll do it. I've had an interest in Australia ever since I was a kid. The chorus is so catchy and good. I know. I love it. Down, down, I was sick on Halloween, had to get tested for COVID. But it was negative. That's good. Had to isolate and keep my son home from school, but all is well now. I'm glad you're okay. For The Good Place, give it a couple more because it has a lot of fun twists and turns. I might. I'll see. Like I said, I don't usually watch a lot of telly. But if I'm in the mood for something, I'll see how I go. I love my Animal Dreaming Oracle. Nice. Is that by Scott Alexander King? Is that one? I didn't like Schitt's Creek. After 10 episodes, I gave up. Loved The Good Place. Cool. Yeah, I just really didn't like Schitt's Creek. I feel like 3 or 4 episodes is like, I don't expect to be obsessed with a show in 3 or 4 episodes, but I don't want to be forcing myself to watch more than that. We have also been watching Haikyuu. I'm really enjoying Haikyuu. Haikyuu's great. We tried to watch One Piece, and Blair kind of liked it, but I just found it really boring and repetitive. But we watched like a good chunk of that. But then I was like, how about we try Haikyuu? I really like Haikyuu. Kind of like, I like it in this, like Ippo. Hajime no Ippo is one of my favorite animes. I love Hajime no Ippo. I want more. And it just feels like that. Just like all of a sudden I'm interested in a sport I didn't care about before. It took me a while to get into Schitt's Creek, but I love it now. There's also a great CBC show called Trickster about an Indigenous teen who finds out he's the son of a trickster and a witch. Ooh, fun. Hey, Corvin, how are you? I love your teacup. Thank you. I don't think you should have to work to like a TV show. Yeah, I try to give things a couple of episodes, but if I'm just really not enjoying it. It took a few seasons to love Schitt's Creek, but now it's my favorite show. Wow, okay. A few seasons, though. That's a lot. I've heard that a lot of couples will be in the fancy interior design magazines before they split up because they want to show off the house soon to be on sale. Oh, that's sad. Or smart marketing. I wish I loved British tea or herbal tea, but I can only stand chai lattes. Fair enough. Oh, that makes sense. I found that little nugget about House Hunters from an interview with the lady who does the voiceovers. Schitt's Creek just doesn't even interest me. No, I don't know. I tried. I really did. Maybe I'll try again. I don't know. I told you, every 15 minutes on an extreme day. You know, this is the reason that I didn't do lives for so long, because I blew my nose and I was embarrassed. But now I'm like, it's just a thing. I have to drink my tea. It's getting cold. It's not nice anymore. Last election, my local primary school ran out of sausages. Rude. And see, I can't stand Kimmy Schmidt. I've not watched Kimmy Schmidt. I think I might have watched the first episode and I wasn't into it either. Like when it first came out, so like ages ago. Last Man on Earth is a funny post-apocalyptic series, but considering current events, you probably only need the first episode. Actually stands alone as a perfect 30-minute short film. Nice. Hey, Julie, how are you? I have to get hooked on a series, then binge watch. Yeah. The whole white actress playing a Native American bugged the shit out of me. Wait, what was that for? Was that in Kimmy Schmidt? Oh. My current TV obsession is Veronica Mars, which I didn't watch when it was on. It's way darker than I have expected. I've never watched Veronica Mars either. But my mum watched it recently, like last year or the year before. And she didn't tell me how it ended, but she told me she was very upset by the ending. Kimmy Schmidt. Ew, Corvin, that sucks. Okay, well, I didn't want to watch Kimmy Schmidt, and now I want to watch it even less. Yes, that was great. I think we missed the last few episodes, or it ended suddenly. Oh. The Trickster show sounds really cool, but is it available in the US? I don't know. I found myself starting to watch things for 5 minutes and then stopping lately. I started watching something else last night and got really sick of it. What was that? Oh, some like edit show on Netflix, something organizing. It like the first episode had Reese Witherspoon, and they just like kept screaming about everything. And like I know those shows, you know, they do something cool and then the reveal and everybody screams and gets excited. That's fine. But it's like they screamed over every little reveal. They're like, oh, look, here's a box. I was like, okay, like it's, I don't know. It just got a bit much. So I stopped. Hey, Emrys, how are you? Do you have a favorite Tim Tam flavor? I love just the regular ones, hey. Although like the double coat chocolate is nice if you really just want a bunch of chocolate. But just the classic Tim Tam and doing a good old Tim Tam dunk. The Mandalorian is pretty much the only thing I watch. Is there another season? But we've watched the first one. I did like it. If you want to watch Trickster, you can go to CBC Gem app. Yes, Tim Tams, please. So sad we can't get those in the US. You can't get them in the US? Are you sure? Doing okay. How you been? Your channel has been popping this year. Really? I feel like I've not been showing up as much as I want lately. In terms of the regular content and also just, I don't know. Thank you. That's very kind. I think it's quite generous, but thank you. I've been binge watching crap shows for days on end. I mean, seriously, did KI lose all dignity? Yeah, I've been doing a lot of that, like the last month. I want to stop now, though. I feel like I'm okay with doing it when I'm like not doing great, and I just need to just not do anything for a little while. But then I feel like I have to sort of be like, okay, you've done this enough. Now it's time to, you know, get back into the swing of things. So I'll get there. I've never had a Tim Tam either. I feel like I need to send you guys some Tim Tams. They're really good. I mean, like they're just a chocolate biscuit. Well, they're not just a chocolate biscuit. They're pretty special. Oh, what's going on with the live chat? I had Tim Tams, but only because my Aussie friends send them to me. I was surprised to see a post from you, but it made me all the more excited to come see this one. Hello. Yeah. I have some videos I need to film. I just haven't been super motivated to do things. And my videos, I know some people think it's silly how much time I put into my videos, but I don't know. It's just how I make videos. It's just when I like have an idea that I want to make a video, but it's a lot of work. So then I procrastinate and feel overwhelmed, and then I just don't do it. But I need to do it. Some places have Tim Tams, but they are hard to find. Fair enough. Like special imports. Hey, Katie, what do you think about combining 2 decks in one? I know lots of people do that, especially with like, I know some people have done that with Oracle decks that are by the same creator. I did think about doing it with Lisa McLaughlin's Oracle decks, but I never ended up feeling like I needed to. So I don't think it's ever something I've done, but I know lots of people do. I vaguely remember Avalon Cameron putting like 5 Oracle decks together and having like this big fuck off stack of cards. I don't remember what decks. Were they maybe Stacey DeMarco decks or something? I don't know. But I just feel like if you are curious about it, throw them together, have a play around, try it out for a week. If you don't like it, you can separate it out again. It's all good. Corbin, that will be the next Patreon tier. Katie sends us Tim Tams. I've been thinking about revamping Patreon, so maybe that's an option. I love it. I personally feel like your channel has really evolved a bunch and you don't give yourself enough credit. As a long time watcher, I can feel the change. Thank you, Emrys. That's really kind. I do know that it's changed a lot, but I guess I'm always wanting to, get a little bit better with each video, and I don't feel like I've made a lot of progress lately, but thank you. I just looked, you can order Tim Tams on Amazon in the US. I will take all the Tim Tams you could send me. I'm going to become the world's #1 distributor of Tim Tams. Just sending Tim Tams everybody. They're super pricey. A pack of 4 is $43. Are you kidding? And you, oh my God, it's like $15 a thing. That's ridiculous. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. I've been trying to post every day, but then I got sick, so that made it kind of hard. Yeah, every day is rough. I only ever posted every day for like challenges. So I did like Vlogmas a couple times, although I didn't do it 100%. I did pretty good. And then like Ethany's 31 Days of Tarot. I've done that a couple of times. But I like pre-film a couple of videos for the Ethany's challenge. But yeah, everyday videos is rough. It's a lot of work, and then I procrastinate, baby, same. Oh, it's like, oh, yeah, cool, let's make this video. That's 5 to 10 hours worth of work. I might go watch House Hunters. Your number of subs speaks volume. People appreciate honesty. I don't know. Tim Tams and Chocolate Royals. I don't love Chocolate Royals as much as I like Tim Tams. I combined Danielle Knowles to Oracle decks into one by removing the ones I didn't like. Nice. That's a cool idea. So take out the ones that don't work for you, but if you're combining a couple of decks, you still have heaps of cards. Tim Tam Pusher. Yes, Emrys, my Kroger does, and I live in the middle of nowhere. Schitt's Creek is Canadian, so naturally it's awesome. Oh, I love Stargate. That was filmed in Canada. A lot of sci-fi is filmed in Canada, I feel like. Yes, so much to this live in the middle of the night. Hello. It's a bit of a mess, but, you know. Schitt's Creek is the best. Oh, I'm sorry, I just couldn't get into it. But Stargate is my favorite show ever. Stargate and Doctor Who. I don't edit or anything, so that probably makes it easier. I stuck on trying to think of good pick a card questions for November, besides gratitude, which seems obvious. Fair enough. Yeah, I edit. I've really tried to make my video like I don't know. I like the whole process of making a video, and doing all of that. Like the editing and everything feels like quite a creative thing for me, and I really like it. But sometimes it's a lot of work. And when I say 5 to 10, it's usually closer to 5, although some videos do take longer. And that's like everything from like the idea to filming to editing to, you know, all of it, to uploading to making the thumbnail to whatever. Schitt's Creek is too much in the awkward humor category for me. I didn't like the Office either. So that tells you something. I like I like the British Office. I've struggled to get into the American one. I don't know. I just feel like they took the ridiculous factor too high to the point where it wasn't as ironic anymore or something. I don't know. It lost that sort of commentary flavor to it. And I don't know. I haven't watched it all, so I don't know if it changes. But I don't know. It felt a little bit over the top. Whereas the English Office is just right for me. But yeah, Schitt's Creek, there was just a lot of yelling in the first few episodes. I think that's the thing. That's why I stopped watching New Girl originally. I really don't like when the writers basically substitute a lot of yelling for humor. Like the whole everybody yelling over top of each other and saying stupid stuff. Like it's funny once, but if that's like your peak comedy bit every episode, like I'm just done. And I felt like New Girl went there for a while. That's the show I binge watched recently though. And because my friend did tell me that it recovered, and it did. It like they stopped relying on that so much. But I feel like was it season 2 or 3? It's like they just yelled all the time. And I'm like, it's not funny. It's just yelling. Like that's not clever. And like humor doesn't always have to be clever, but I don't know. I hope you know what I mean. Schitt's Creek sort of felt like that for me, at least for the first couple of episodes that I was watching. Just a lot of yelling and rich people being annoying. But I mean, everybody seems to think it gets better, so maybe I'll give it another go next time I'm in a binging mood. Schitt's Creek is amazing. I had trouble with the first few episodes, but there's real character growth and so much heart, even if it's being absolutely vicious. I do love a good character arc. Battlestar Galactica is one of them. I really like Battlestar. Battlestar for me, though, Galactica, it was not a bingeable show. It was heavy. I really loved it, but Blair and I found that we could only watch like 2, maybe 3 episodes at a time, and then we were like, okay, we just need to chill. Let's go watch some Stargate. But I really like Battlestar Galactica too. Also, Babylon 5 is another one of my favorites. The redo or the original? I've never watched the original Battlestar Galactica, only the newer one. I don't particularly enjoy filming. I enjoy editing. Yeah, I'm the same. I like the editing. Yes, Battlestar Galactica is so good. I don't like The Office. I feel like people either love or hate The Office. The Office is one of the shows that I binge watched a couple of my binges ago, if that makes sense. Like I never watched it when it was coming out or even, when everybody was super into it. I only watched it like a year ago, and this is just the British one, and I loved it, and I watched it like 3 times. It ended up being the show that I would put on in the background, but I haven't watched it in a while. I also feel like there's always lines of dialogue from Battlestar Galactica that are relevant in any situation. Battlestar is just really good. I love how sci-fi can tackle like those moral gray questions, I think, better than almost any other genre. Like that episode about the girl who was like the young woman who was pregnant, and it's been a while since I watched it, but like the president who was like a feminist and totally all for like freedom of choice on abortion had that moral dilemma of like the human population is dying out. Like I'm not saying which side I fell on that, but like it was just stuff like that, like really hard questions and people going through, and even like, because wasn't one of the ships like a prison ship or something, and like deciding what, anyway, I can't really remember. Point is, it's really hard moral dilemmas, and I feel like sci-fi does that better than any other genre, and Battlestar Galactica did that probably better than any other sci-fi. That's why I liked it. Plus, it was just really cool, and Starbuck was amazing. True, I can see what you mean about the yelling. I love New Girl so much too. I liked it. I loved it at the beginning, and then the yelling shitted me off. But I do like, sorry, this is kind of a spoiler. I don't know how much of a spoiler. I'm going to say it, okay, friends? The other thing I was worried about with New Girl was that Nick and Jess would end up being on again, off again, on again, off again. I really don't like that in shows either, where it's like, obviously this couple's going to end up together, but in order to maintain any tension and interest, they have to keep breaking up. And that just annoys me. One, because I don't think that's the only way you can create tension in relationships. And two, because by the time they do end up together, 10 seasons later, I'm not invested in the relationship anymore. I'm not convinced that they're going to end up together. It's just going to be another time where they have a petty fight over something stupid and break up again. So I don't like, that's another thing in TV shows that I really don't like. And I was worried New Girl was going to do that, and it didn't, which I was glad about. It had a lot of will they, won't they, but not the boyfriend, girlfriend for 3 episodes, break up for 3 episodes, get back together for 2 episodes, break up for 2 episodes. Like, that just shits me. I have a lot of pet peeves with shows. Looking back on Schitt's Creek. Oh, hey, Zach. I totally spaced for a second. I was like, tight. No, you have a name other than Tiger's Abyss. Hi, Zach. How are you? Looking back on Schitt's Creek, I really did like the character development more than the comedy. That's fair. I'm not a binge watcher, maybe because I'm older. I'm used to watching 1 episode at a time. My adult son wants me to watch Gossip Girl. I did watch Gossip Girl. That's another thing that I binged in one of my binging moments, maybe last year. And I really liked it. I mean, it's messed up, but I did really like it. I really miss watching Stargate. I love Stargate. SG1's just the best. I mean, you guys saw the cake Blair got me for my birthday. Yeah, the Stargate. So good. We saw Mrs. Trishy on the weekend because I got some cupcakes for my makeup birthday. And I thanked her for my cake. And she's like, when Blair asked me to make that, I was like, what? How am I going to do the water? And I had to zoom in on all these pictures to try and get all the symbols. And I knew that because I recognized some of the symbols on the Stargate, like the Earth symbol and stuff. So I squealed and said to Blair, I'm like, I think she's done all of the symbols. Like, she hasn't just done squiggles makeup symbols. She went and did all the right symbols. She's amazing. If you're in Footscray or just in Melbourne and you want the best cake, it's simple but really good, and she's just really nice, and you want to support local business, go to Mrs. Trishy in Footscray. She's amazing. We love her. And she's just really nice. I'm sorry, I think I've skipped. Babylon 5 does not get enough love, but I love it so much, and part of its draw is what made me love Deep Space Nine so much. I really love Babylon 5, and I agree. I think it's great. I watched the original Battlestar Galactica with Dick Benedict as Starbuck. I loved when they changed it to a female character. I haven't watched the original, but I did know that they changed up some of the characters, which I think is really cool. I love Star Trek. I don't hate it, but I've watched quite a lot of the original series. I forget their names. Maybe it's no, I don't remember. The one with the lady from Orange is the New Black as the captain, and Next Gen. I don't love it the way I love other sci-fi, and I know that's blasphemous. People love Star Trek. I think for me, it didn't do what Battlestar Galactica did, but it still took itself too seriously to be enjoyable in the same way Stargate was. I don't know. I don't know what it is about Star Trek that just doesn't quite click with me. I like it, but I just will, if Blair's watching it, I'll sit down and watch an episode. I haven't watched all of it all the way through. Voyager, yes, I've watched Voyager too, bits of it. Have you ever watched Grace and Frankie? Yeah, I like the first season was great. It's kind of gone downhill a little bit, but I think that's like it sort of relies on the same humor over and over again, like just old ladies swearing is kind of the humor. It is good though. Sexual tension where people can't get their shit together and communicate. Oh my God. I think I've said that with some of my book reviews or when I've spoken about some of the books, what I find most frustrating is when people just don't communicate. It really shits me. And especially when, like, I understand that sometimes people miscommunicate or don't quite get there. But when, like, that is the whole thing that's driving a show or a book, is just the fact that two people won't talk to each other properly. I just don't, like, you don't have a story there, in my opinion. Like, it's just boring and frustrating. It's not complex and interesting. It's just like, just fucking talk. Just talk. Yeah, I don't know. I don't mind it if it's like a little bit of tension for half an episode, if someone's nervous to say something. But if that's the whole thing, like, no. Maybe you're just not meant to be together if you can't have a conversation. I sound quite judgy, don't I? Grace and Frankie is amazing. Did they start their final season yet? I'm not sure. I haven't enjoyed the last. I sort of like loved the first season, really liked the second one, like, and then I think I don't know, just not as into it anymore. A friend of mine is actually from college, is actually one of the Grace and Frankie writers. So cool. So cool. Thanks for keeping me company while I made my dinner. See ya. Bye, Lou. I don't know if I'm a bit behind. She's already gone. Star Trek Voyager I liked, but it got better when 7 of 9 came on the cast. Yeah, I don't know. I'm glad you like it. My mom's cousin was the medical consultant for CSI. Wow. He passed away recently. Oh. Not loving Star Trek? No, now we can't be friends. I know. I'm so sorry. I understand. Have you ever watched dramas or Japanese movies? I've watched some Japanese movies dubbed, or subbed, but I'm not like a big Japanese movie buff. We over romanticize dysfunctional relations. I know. It's like this idea that dysfunctional relationship is the same as passion. I've never understood that. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Like, fighting isn't passion, or it's. I don't. What does it shits me mean? Like, it annoys me, but extra. It gives me the shits, you know. Is that a thing that not everybody says? Is that another Australian thing I say that I didn't even know? Hey there. It's Loriana from America, Oklahoma. I just saw you were on, but decided to rewind it back so I can hear all the fun stuff. Great to see you out on the YouTube. Hello. I definitely want the Supernatural tarot deck. Supernatural's another show I've never gotten into. But I feel like maybe that would be a show I could binge one day. I won't watch movies like that, or if the whole movie is someone that's wrongfully accused and spend the whole movie proving their innocence. Yeah. My 5-year-old calls tarot decks collections. Nice. Lily Tomlin and Jane Fonda are phenomenal together. Somehow I had forgotten they were on 9 to 5 together. They are really great. I really like Lily Tomlin too. Just that smile, gets me. They should get Dolly to do a cameo on Grace and Frankie. Good insight there, Katie. I never understood dysfunctional relationships in fiction, but that makes sense, like yelling in comedy. Yeah, I don't. I meant to say K-dramas. I haven't watched a lot, no. Do you have any favorite musicians? It's okay if you judge me, but I love Britney Spears. I like Britney. The Cure have been my favorite band ever since I was about 14 or 15. I listen to like my favorite sort of music that is just like the sort of music that I will listen to forever and is always my favorite is like that post-punk new wave stuff. So like The Cure, New Order, Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark, The Smiths, although Morrissey's a dick, just that sort of stuff. Depeche Mode. So that's like I don't know, I feel like that's I was gonna use tarot lingo and be like that's like my soul music, you know. But then I obviously I don't mind Echo and the Bunnymen. But then obviously I also really like K-pop, and I'm also really into Eurovision. So I enjoy pop and pop culture and pop music. And I think I really just enjoy like the theatrics of stuff. I think that's like why, if I had to figure out why I like things like K-pop and Eurovision and stuff like that, I like, you know, like the whole show of things. Yeah. And I'm just an enthusiastic person. So if I like something, I'm going to fucking love it. And I get made fun of a lot for that sort of stuff. But I just like, I said to Blair yesterday, was it Saturday? Because my parents have made a bit of fun of me for how much I like Eurovision in the past. And other people have too. And I think I said to him, it's like, I have bipolar. And I have had to go through some of the lowest lows, you know. But then I am capable of loving stuff so much and having so much fun. Like, I'm just not going to be embarrassed about that anymore, you know? Like, I'm just going to embrace that. I love stuff. I love stuff so hard. I'm a nerd for stuff. Like Eurovision, like K-pop, and lots of other things. And I'm just, yeah. So, yeah, the answer to the music question is new wave post-punk stuff, and also just like good old some rock and roll. Like, I grew up with a lot of that sort of stuff too. And then I like most music generally. Like Blair listens to like a lot of progressive house, trancey stuff. I like that too. But yeah, I think most of what I listen to is stuff that I like from Eurovision, and like if I really like an artist that went to Eurovision, I will continue to listen to them. Like one of my favorite artists ever, I really like Loreen still. And also, I think from the same year, wasn't it? Compact Disco represented Hungary. I love Compact Disco. They sort of sound like Depeche Mode, but more modern. BTS, yes. Hashtag free Britney. Yeah. I feel like I identify with Britney in some ways. The Cure. Yes, I love The Cure. Oh, Laura. Hey, Laura. How are you? Supernatural has been on for 15 years. Holy shit. Depeche Mode, my love since I was 17. Yeah. Them and New Order are like my two really big and BTS, my two really big bucket lists, and have been for a long time to see. And I had tickets to see New Order on the 2 nights they were in Melbourne in March this year. That was like the week everything got cancelled. Was that weekend, was the first weekend things were getting cancelled. So I was finally going to see New Order. But Depeche Mode haven't been to Australia since I was 2 years old. So probably not going to happen anytime soon. I think I'll have to go to Germany or something. They always seem to be in Germany. Always seem to be touring in Germany. Did you see the Eurovision movie? That's the movie Mum and Dad came around to watch on the weekend with me. So my birthday party was my mum and dad coming over to play. We played El Dorado, and then we watched the Eurovision movie. Unironically, I think it's one of my favorite movies ever. My dad cried. I cry every time. I just love it. I mean, I know there's some problems with it, but I love it. Like, there's just so much heart to it, and also it's so fun and so much music, and I feel like the song along feels like Eurovision parties. I don't know if anybody's been to a Eurovision party, like a Euro fan party. That's what they feel like. Obviously, we're not literally doing a song along, but that's what they feel like. Like, they just captured the feeling of the fandom of Eurovision, I think. Although I know they made poor old Icelanders look quite angry. Congrats on 9 days with no new cases. I know, it's amazing. Might have to get another donut to celebrate. Kids are really into K-pop, learning Korean, and want to move to South Korea to become big dance stars. Such an obsession. Yeah, my really good friend Annie, she's from Thailand, so she speaks Thai and English, and I think she also sort of speaks something else, but she's teaching herself how to speak Korean now too, because she's obsessed with BTS like I am. A friend of mine told me once, nobody loves anything as much as you do, so I get very enthusiastic too. I love it. Honestly, like the whole ironically hating stuff, just, I don't get it. I don't get it. It just sounds dull. I love loving stuff. Totally. Like what you said, fuck the world. Which K-pop? BTS is my favorite. I know, very basic of me, but I adore BTS. I really do like SHINee too. And then I quite like 17 and Stray Kids and Monster X. I don't like stan them. Everglow I love. I've seen Blackpink, so I like Blackpink. I'm new to watching, but now I'm totally sold. You are a BTS fan, yeah? Yes. And because I'm sure someone will ask at some point, Hobie is my bias, obviously. I don't know if you've seen. Someone asked me what the blue unicorn was in the back of my videos. It's Mang. I also, Jin and Jimin are probably I love them all. I really do. But, you know, I think there's something quite special about Hobie. He's the reason I started getting into dance, everybody. It sounds so dumb sometimes, like how much I love BTS, but like they genuinely have made my life better. Like when I'm sad, watching silly videos or their music just makes me happy. And I know it sounds corny as fuck, and I know I'm 30 years old, but it's true. And like the dancing, I know I haven't done it in 6 months since everything locked down, but the dancing really, I don't know. I've always had a difficult relationship with my body. But doing the dancing, I've never enjoyed moving my body as much as I have when I was dancing and the K-pop dancing and stuff. Yeah, I need to blow my nose again. Hold on. There we go. I think I'm really far behind on the chat. Let me scroll forward a bit. I think ironically hating things is like when you just don't have the balls to admit you love it. Or just hating stuff because other people like it. Like, I don't know. Celebrate the stuff you do love, you know? Can you believe I'm a 55-year-old, just started tarot, and I love BTS? And you saw them in Seoul last year? You did not. Mark, Annie, and I, they're my friends who I went to Sydney to see Blackpink with last year. Or this last year? Yeah, it was last year. This year? I don't know. Feels like a lifetime ago. It's basically our dream, is to see BTS together. But I don't know if we will now, because when does Jin enlist? I feel like that's going to happen soon. I don't think they're going to come back to Australia before then. Everyone's still just talking about music. I'm not mad. I don't have guilty pleasures because I don't feel guilty for liking anything. I like it. I like cheesy Elvis movies. I love soap operas. I like bubblegum pop music. Nice. Wham, the Eurythmics. Yeah. I have depression off and on for years. If something makes me happy or laugh, that's great. Stand up. Yeah. Love stand up. Hey, Lisa. If you can keep up with their dancing, that's an accomplishment. I don't know that I keep up. I do a pretty bad job, but it's just so fun. And I've always really struggled with like coordination and stuff. And also, I don't know if I've ever told you guys this. I'm hyper flexible, which is always just cause like minor problems with muscle stuff. Nothing super intense or anything. Like it's not debilitating. It just does make some movement a bit more difficult for me. And so I feel like dancing has also just been good for me in that sense of just like, I take so much longer than everybody else to learn something. Like when I'm in the class, other people seem to be able to relatively keep up, and like they might practice once during the week just to like perfect it. Whereas I literally have to just try and move in the right direction to keep it out of everybody's way. And like, that's the best I can do. And then I go home and I go to mom and dad's and I practice like 3 times during the week for like several hours. And then I still am one of the worst, but just to get the right movements, like I really have to think about it. Like really, really, really have to think about it. But I feel like that's good for me. Like it's given me a much better like body space awareness thing. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's the other thing that is kind of cool about it. I think it's good for me. And even like I see a myotherapist for my weird muscle stuff, and she said like that, you know, obviously I do a lot of walking and that's good for my body, and then when I started riding the bike, like that's even better for my body. But when I started dancing, she like noticed a really big difference in like how my muscles were sort of like sitting and stuff. So I miss it, and like I know it's really good for me. Oh, I like Susie and the Banshees too. Yeah. I mean, Robert was in Susie and the Banshees for a little while, and I really liked, I haven't listened to them so long and I've spaced out on their name now. But Robert Smith from The Cure and one of the guys from Susie and the Banshees did like a collab. Oh, I've spaced. It's so long now. I had their CD. They did like a sort of special collab CD that was a bit trippy and weird, but I really liked it. Someone will know. The Glove. Yes. That's it. Thanks, Katie. It was such a pleasure to have found off to take my daughter to school in Singapore. Thank you, Laurie, and have a good day. Are you left-handed? I am not. Blair is, though. I don't know why you needed to know that, but there you go. Paris Hilton is definitely a strange fascination for me. Oh, she has that new documentary. Is it on YouTube? I wanted to watch that. I haven't gotten around to it. I'm sad to say my guilty pleasures have more to do with the fact that they trigger migraines for me. Oh, no. You did an amazing job dancing on the video you posted. Thank you. I mean, I posted the bit that I got right. Yeah, I think I've posted, I did post our mic drop and I Need You, didn't I? Yeah. That was so fun. I was supposed to do Unpan Man, and that was my next class I was signed up for when we went into lockdown. So I think I'll still be doing that when we open up. I just don't know when that will be. But hopefully Unpan Man will be a little bit easier. Yes, it was The Glove. I think you guys are right. The Paris Hilton doc was fascinating. Ooh, I might have to watch it. I'm a lefty and coordination is difficult. That's why I asked. Fair enough. See, Blair's really good with, he's not sporty or anything, but I just noticed like if he wants to do something with his body, he can. Whereas when I want to do something I haven't done before, I have to really think about it and do it over and over again. Yeah. I find that even with words I haven't spoken before, I have to kind of get used to. I don't know. Is that a thing? Like where you just kind of, you don't pick up on things quite as easily? Like nothing extreme, just a little bit, you know? You posted dancing videos. I posted little clips on Instagram, and I think I have posted them. The dancing was also like at the end of a couple of favorites videos, but I don't remember when, like which favorites videos. I haven't watched Paris's documentary either. I'm thinking of doing it. Do you have the Barbara Moore Book of Shadows? I don't, Lisa. Cher is an OG unapologetic bitch. Yes. If you love Cher, I hope you've seen Mask. Ooh. I'm not like crazy about Cher, but like I appreciate her. You know what I mean? Never gotten super into her. My dad really likes her though. Matt, you're cool. I like you. I like Matt too. Of course I've seen Moonstruck. Nice. Yeah. Well, now that we've caught up on everybody's music tastes, I definitely have to call Mum and ask if I can crash her backyard and start teaching myself. What do you reckon? Should I? Because my teacher, like the Leia who teaches my dance classes, she has been posting like basically what we would do in class. She's been posting like one. So normally she teaches lots of things throughout the week and you can pick which one you want. But we do like an hour class every week. And we learn the whole dance from start to finish. So like there's a lot of tutorials online that will teach you like the chorus of songs. Whereas in our class, we learn the whole dance. And she kind of picks whichever member is doing the most interesting thing or like is the center. She'll do that. We'll learn that part. So we kind of like mesh everybody's parts together and learn a cohesive choreography. And she's been posting them on YouTube, just like one thing a week. But she's done quite hard ones. Like at the moment, she's on week 2 of Stray Kids Backdoor. She's just finished Blackpink, How You Like That. I don't love that dance, so I don't really, and I also struggle more with the girl group dances. I don't know, I prefer doing the boy group dances. She's done Turn Back Time by Wavy, Fantasia by Monster X. That one's hard. She did Scream by Dreamcatcher. Yeah, so those are the ones that she's done since we went into lockdown, which is kind of cool. So if anybody wants to learn K-pop, it's K-pop Melbourne is Leia's YouTube channel. And yeah, they're free. And over the course of like 7 to 8 weeks, you learn a whole dance. And she's fun. But yeah, I wish sometimes she'd do some easier ones. I know because she's a dancer, she likes to do like the interesting dances. I wish she'd do some easier ones, but that's okay. So I was sort of deciding whether I should do one of those ones or whether I should just learn something easier. Or I try and find a tutorial just for like the chorus for View by Shiny, because that's been in my head. Or maybe I feel like she probably will do like Dynamite and stuff when we go back. So I don't know. I haven't decided what I should do. What do you guys think? I like CL, but that's probably pretty basic for K-pop. I feel like BTS is like as basic as you get, but I just they're just so good. Like, I really do think that they've gotten the biggest out of like this generation, because they really are quite special in a lot of ways. I know they're not perfect. I know K-pop has a lot of problems, especially with like cultural appropriation and stuff. I'm not saying it's perfect, but it is something overall that I really enjoy. 21, yeah. They got you into K-pop. Has anyone else played those dancing video games where you wear a sensor on your belt? No, wow. The first group that I ever really first group I think I ever saw was EXO, and Growl was like the video that I saw. And I was like, holy shit, this is really cool. And then a while later, I saw BTS's Save Me, and I really liked it. And since then, I sort of like kept up with BTS and would like check in on what they've been up to, and EXO sometimes too. But then when Idol came out, it was just like, I'm all in now. Oh, well, Idol came out, and I was like, oh, I want to know these guys' names. I've heard that before, where people are just like, I just wanted to know their names, and all of a sudden I'm a stan. So I looked up some videos of like learning their names, and then I watched a few interviews, and the interview where they were asked to like guess the song or something, or like someone held up a sign with like the name of an American artist and they had to sing the song or something. It was like Shawn Mendes. It mustn't have been American because one of them was One Direction. And then when they did Beyonce and Hobie tried to do the Single Ladies Dance or something, I was a Hobie stan and an army, and that's it. And then I found out my friends Annie and Mark are huge armies, and so now I don't know. Now that's all we talk about. Hey, Katie, BTS is the new basic, but you're right that they are widely popular for a reason. Oh my God, EXO Growl is still one of my faves. It's great. It's a great video too. So good. Everyone has appropriated from others since the dawn of time. I do think like it's a problem that I would like K-pop to address and to stop doing. Like, especially like they're literally wearing, a lot of it is like Native American culture, and then like American Black culture, like Black American culture, where they're basically wearing stuff as like a costume. Like, that's not cool. Don't do that. I think K-pop itself, if you learn more about like how K-pop started, and Korea being a very traditional sort of culture, especially when it came to music, and then people being inspired by American music, and in particular things like hip hop and stuff. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting, but I do think like sometimes it's just totally inappropriate, some of the ways that they dress, and yeah, it's just not necessary. Like, just don't do it. And like pretty much every K-pop group has done it. Like BTS has done it. Anyway, yeah. I played a Wii dance game where you held sticks. Just Dance is the game. Very fun. Have you heard of BOA? I've heard of, but I don't think I've listened to any of her music. Maybe I should. I don't know anything about BTS, but cultural appropriation is definitely a real problem in the world. Totally. I cringe every time they style them with braids. I know. I do too. Most of my musical tastes are probably pretty old. Moves Like Jagger is recent to me. Nice. God, that song was everywhere for so long, wasn't it? I need to blow my nose one more time, friends. Well, do we have anything else we want to talk about? I do have to go soonish. I have an appointment at 12. I'm glad someone else knows BOA. Makes me feel less alone. I make a point to find something new to listen to in the last 5 years, though. Nice. That was everywhere, and I loved it. For my EDM fans, check out Infected Mushroom. They're Australian, aren't they? I feel like Infected Mushroom's Australian. Aren't they? Maybe? Oh, are they? Maybe I'm thinking of someone else then. Yeah, no, I'm thinking of someone else. Sorry. There's something else, Infected something or something. It just reminded me of someone from Australia, and it is like a psytrance band. Getting confused. I do love Dreamcatcher, but I have never been keen on their name or the use of the Dreamcatcher imagery. Yeah. I haven't really gotten into Dreamcatcher. I don't even really know any of their songs, but I get that. Moves Like Jagger is featuring Christina Aguilera, right? I can't remember now. I've just got the chorus in my head. What book have you read recently that you really loved? I haven't read a lot recently. Furari was the last book that I read. That's manga that I spoke about in my favorites video. I really liked that. And then a couple of other books I read in September, because I had a good reading month in September, was The Death of Vivek Oji, Girl, Woman, Other I quite liked. And then there was another book that I really liked, but now I've forgotten. I forget when I read books. The Yield was really good. I don't remember. Did you read Only Good Indian? I haven't read that, but I've heard of it. Is that the horror one? I don't know. I get confused. Yes, Christina is in it. Any pagan books or tarot books? Not a lot lately, no. I just found the cover of Hips Don't Lie from someone doing it in the style of a medieval ballad. Oh, I know that YouTube channel. They've done a few things. That's funny. I do like it. Katie, what will you do when you run out of bookshelf space? I tend to, a lot of the books on the top shelf, on that half of the top shelf, not the picture. I put that there because I ran out of space there. But there's a few books up there that I've already read that I need to get rid of. So after I've read a book, I only keep it if there's something important about it or if I loved it or whatever. So once I've read a book and if I don't like it, I'll take it to Savers or give it to a friend or something. So I don't keep all of the books that I read. But yes, I do run out of space from time to time, and then I have to go through and like cull stuff and give stuff to Savers and make a decision about what I want to keep. And that's just like when you live in a small apartment, you have to make decisions about the stuff you keep, and that's just how it is. Obviously, I already have a lot of bookshelf space. I'm very I have a lot of yeah. Hey Jill, how are you? I just got the Hush Tarot. Nice. Yes, Only Good Indians is a horror, I believe. It's on my never-ending GoodReads to read. Yeah, I heard about that. And I've never really read horror. I mean, other than Her Body and Other Stories, which people said was horror, but I'm still waiting for the horror. So horror is not something that I usually make the decision to read because I'm a scaredy cat. I don't like horror movies or horror shows at all. Doctor Who is like as scary as I will go. You into video games? Sometimes. Kind of like TV. I go through phases. Like I'll find a game that I like and I'll play it a bunch for a few weeks and then I just will stop. And then 6 months later, I'll play a new game constantly for 3 or 4 weeks. The most recent games I really liked was Atelier Ryza. Really liked that. And then Animal Crossing. I've also played a lot of the Pokemon games and stuff like that. Like, I'm not like a gamer. Blair plays a lot of games. He plays WoW like all the time, and then he plays Dota, and then Factorio or something he's really into the last couple of years. And then he loves Zelda. I think Zelda's his all-time favorite. I love the orgy scene in IT. What? Katey is exemplary at getting rid of things. It's inspirational. Yes, I've done a few decluttering videos. Obviously there are some things that I will always keep, but for the most part, I don't have a huge amount of sentimental like attachment to individual items. So I'm okay with moving stuff on. Even like, I know this has been a problem for some people who have given me decks and then I've not loved them after a period of time, so traded them or whatever. So I try to be a lot more clear these days that to me, a gift is in the giving. Like, just the idea that someone thought of me is what I love so much about a gift. The idea that someone went out of their day to like get me something or make me something and send it to me, like that is what is special about a gift, not the item itself so much. And obviously it's super cool if I end up loving the item, but if I don't, I live in a small apartment. I don't have a lot of space, and I like my stuff. I think like stuff is to be used, especially like tarot decks and books and stuff. They're made to be used, I think. That's how I feel. And I almost feel guilty for having a deck on my shelf that I know I don't want to use. So I like to move something on to someone that I know will love it even more. Like, I don't know, to me that doesn't, yeah, I don't know. That's how I feel about stuff. So I'm not like super attached to things, I guess. I mean, I am with some things, but not with most things. I know some people get super attached to all of their stuff. I'm just not like that. Got to get the kiddo to bed. Thanks for hanging out, and you were very generous earlier. Thank you. I think I've skipped a bit of stuff again. Sorry if I missed anybody's stuff. I have played Animal Crossing every day since I got it. Wow. I stopped when I got the terraforming. It's like I loved it and was so into it. But then when I got the terraforming, it's like I started doing stuff and moving stuff, and then I just wasn't sure what I wanted to do, and I got overwhelmed, and then it just became stressful. So I haven't been on in a while. And then I went back like 4 weeks later, and Coach was just like, where you been, goalie? He calls me goalie. Coach is my favorite. I'm obsessed with Coach. And now that I'm thinking about him, I'm feeling bad for not visiting him in a while. Thanks for sympathizing. My library has a free shelf, and I bring home 1 to 2 bags every time I go there. It's terrible. Dota is great for sure. A love-hate relationship though. I have played some Dota, like when I first finished high school. Some friends, we used to have like Dota LAN parties. I was never very good, but it was fun. I'm reading the Vela, a 4-author co-authored space opera. You read the coolest shit, Laura. Oh no, it jumped again. Gifts are so nice. They definitely are. Yes, so much love for this book. Very insightful, Miss Katey Flowers. Well, it's 5 bajillion words. Okay, I think you guys are talking to each other because I don't understand. I don't like to watch horror, but I love to read it. So that's what I wonder, if maybe I should give it a go. Maybe reading it I'd like that more. I think there's quite a delay, lol. I'm just started finally playing Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing is soon. Oh, now you're making me want to watch it again. But I have an assignment to do. And I have other things I need to get back into doing before I start doing something else extra. Like hanging out in Discord and dancing and reading. Those are the things I need to be doing first. Well, I'm a Pisces, but identify more with my Sag rising side. I have a Sag rising, and I really identify with it too. I'm not a Pisces, though. I have, like, no water in my chart. I have some, but not much. We're Astro Twins. I'm a Pisces with Sag rising too. Yeah. Have you played Among Us? No, but Sonia was talking about that the other day. I have a Capricorn rising, but it's 0 degrees. I don't really know what that means, but cool. I have a Capricorn moon. I have a fun video idea that I saw someone do that I think I will do. I saw someone do a cool video in like a different community to ours, but it's sort of relevant to our community and I want to do it, but I'm a bit nervous. But I think it would be fun. So, but I have to ask for your input on it. Like a video sort of thing, like where I ask you for information and then I make a video on that, if that makes sense. Sort of like I did with the unpopular opinions video, if that makes sense. So that's a video I do want to make. I have like no air in my chart. I have a lot of fire and air, I think, or earth. I don't remember. Ask Sammy Manzo. She knows more about me than I do. But yeah, I think, friends, I have to go because my appointment is in like 10 minutes. It's a telehealth appointment, so I just get to sit here. But of course, I have to make myself a cup of tea first. I have Neptune in my 12th house, which is like super powered Pisces energy. Nice. Tarot, Gemini, Moon, and no Earth. Ask me about following through on stuff. Anyway, thanks so much for hanging out. I know we didn't talk about really anything that's relevant to this channel. Thanks for hanging out with me and cheering me up a bit. It was lovely. I hope you all have a good day. I hope you all stay as safe as you can. And yeah. I am planning on starting that book as soon as I finish this assignment, Laura. And thank you all so much for being patient and understanding with me. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, I'll talk to you all hopefully soon. I don't know when a new video is coming, but that's just how it is at the moment. So I'll talk to you all soon. Bye, everybody. I'm pressing end, but it's just like error. You can never leave. Okay, bye.